Good morning, all. This is me, Delusion Dispeller, Laura Beth. Shabbat Shalom. Peace of the Sabbath to all. It is God's day today. It's Yahweh's special day. And it is time for me to read Proverbs 9 because it's a long time overdue, I would say. But at least I'm getting my way worked back up to Proverbs 1. So I will read, and then I will go back and I will expound on the verses regarding how they relate, I believe, to narcissism and avoiding narcissistic relationships and how that all works. So Proverbs 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn out her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She has also furnished her table. She has sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city. Whoever is simple, let him turn and hear. As for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, Come, eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have mixed. Forsake foolishness and live, and go in the way of understanding. He who corrects a scoffer gets shame for himself, and he who rebukes a wicked man only harms himself. Do not correct a scoffer, lest he hate you. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For by me your days will be multiplied, and years of life will be added to you. If you are wise for yourself, and if you scoff, you will bear it alone. A foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knows nothing, for she sits at the door of her house, on a seat by the highest places of the city, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Whoever is simple, let him turn and hear. And as for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, Stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of hell. All right, so let's go back and talk about Proverbs 9 in light of narcissism. Hold on just one moment. I want to check something very quick here. So I'm making sure I'm reading all of Proverbs 9. I'm not really sure how long or short it is, but I don't want to miss out on something if it's not the full book here. So Proverbs 9, verses 1 through... It might just be a very short chapter, and it is a very short chapter. Perfect. Okay. So, the first part, wisdom has built her house. She's hewn out her 7 pillars. She slaughtered her meat, mixed her wine, furnished her table. She's preparing. She's getting prepared. Wisdom. She's basically, what I believe this is saying is, be prepared. Call in people to the wisdom, like she does. She sent out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places. Whoever's simple, let him turn and hear. As for him who lacks understanding, come eat of my bread, drink of the wine I've mixed. Meaning, be wise. Don't partake in the foolishness of the world. Come here and get wisdom. Come to the word of God and get wisdom. Come to the relationship with God and get wisdom. Don't be led astray by all the foolish baloney out there. All of the other teachings that are out there, all the other beliefs that are out there. Come and get wisdom. Forsake foolishness and live. That's pretty self-explanatory. Go in the way of understanding. In other words, use your head. Don't just follow the crowd. Think about what you're doing and make sure it's honoring to God. Now it's talking about bringing correction. He who corrects a scoffer, somebody that's mocking, that has a mocking spirit, gets shame for himself. In other words, don't waste your breath, because as much as you're going to keep on trying to tell the person to stop being mocking, it's just going to embarrass you. They're just going to keep on doing it. And he who rebukes a wicked man only harms himself. People that are truly wicked and truly mocking in their spirit are not going to change because you tell them, oh, that's not nice. You need to be nice. You need to act kind. They're not going to. They don't have it in themselves to have the ability to be kind. So you're going to look like the fool by continually correcting them. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. What this tells me is there are some people that just plain can't help themselves and won't help themselves. And you don't know who they are till you come across them. But once you do, don't waste your breath continually trying to correct them. Just be done with it. And I'm to that point with a few people that I know. All right. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. If somebody cannot have honor and respect for God and knowledge of the Holy One, then you really don't have any business associating closely with them anyways. Because God wants to multiply your days. He wants to add years to your life. He wants you to have a prosperous, safe, holy, godly life. And if you're wise for yourself. If you scoff, you'll bear it alone. Meaning, if you take on wisdom, it's going to lead you through life. That's what I believe about this verse. And if you're a scoffer or a mocker, you go beyond your own because people aren't going to want to be around you. You're just plain annoying and rude. So quit mocking and scoffing at people. A foolish woman is clamorous. She's simple and knows nothing. We've met some of those, I'm sure. Definitely on YouTube and in our lives. For she sits at the door of her house on a seat by the highest places of the city, so she can shout over to all the city, to call to those who pass by, who go straight on their way. Straight. These are the ones that are trying to fly straight and go on the right narrow way, the godly way. This little foolish woman sitting there going, hey, whoever's simple, turn in here. Come on over here. Come over to this way. Come over and, do unseemly, ungodly, sinful things with me. Come over to this chat room where we're all cussing up a storm. And come on over here where we're talking about all the nasty, negative stuff of life. Come over here where we're being disgusting with our tongues and join us over here. And as for him who lacks understanding, the dum-dum, basically, the person that, not to insult anybody, but the people that are, naive to what this is all about, she says, stolen water is sweet and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. So let's sneak around. Let's do stuff that's not good, but let's do it behind the scenes. But what this person doesn't know, the person that's devoid of understanding, is that there are dead people there. There is death in those plans. And those guests that come along with this foolish woman are in the depths of hell. So this is pretty clear to me that you need to follow the ways of wisdom. When you got somebody, probably a narcissist or probably just somebody totally messed up in the head or something, telling you, oh, come on over here. Come to this little group where we're honoring the yogi, whatever the heck his name is. Or come on over here where we're following this new book that came out. Or come join me over here. We're having like swingers clubs over here. And over here we're doing drugs. And, over here we're doing this and that. And room, over all these different rooms. But never pointing you to him and his word. Foolishness. And you think that maybe, we're going to sneak around and be, deceitful about this. We're going to sneak behind the scenes and see what's going on and see what mischief we can get into. The depths of hell and the dead are where you are making these plans. So think about that. Now, how does this relate to narcissism? Well, narcissists lead you astray. They get you off the straight and narrow path. They want you to worship and give all the glory to them, not to him. And they get your eyes on them. They get you trying to please them. You become a people pleaser. You become somebody that lacks understanding about who you are according to him, because that's all that matters, is how he sees you, not how mankind sees you. I mean, it's nice to have somebody honor you. It even says in the Bible, let another man's lips praise you and not your own. So there's nothing wrong with somebody saying, wow, you sang that really pretty. You got a really nice voice. Or somebody who's saying, wow, you are so funny. I love watching you. You're entertaining. Nothing wrong with that at all. But all The glory goes to God, not to man, not to me, not to anything like that. But I will accept your, gratitude and say, hey, thank you. When you bless me, however you bless me, I'm going to say thank you, because God says that he's going to raise up people to support you in various ways. He's even going to take from your wicked enemies and give to you. He says he'll take the spoils of the wicked and give it to the just. I mean, he says when a man's ways please him, that he will bless you. When a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. But if you're following the enemy and you're going and doing all these sundry and various things that are against God, you're going to do it alone, because in the end, you're going to end up alone. Some people believe that hell is a place where there's all people screaming and yelling and whatever. Other people believe that it's just a place of loneliness, because you don't have that connection with God anymore. And let me tell you something. You can have that lack of connection with God on this earth. I experienced that, and it was the loneliest, most empty, awful thing I can ever remember, and I don't ever want to be there again. No matter what it takes, I do not ever want to be separated from God in that way again, on earth or in the afterlife. So I do everything I can to try to honor him. And maybe I'm a goofball. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe wearing a head covering makes you think I'm a lunatic. Guess what? I'm fine with it. If it means in the end, I don't have to be alone without him. I don't have to have that separation and experience that intense loneliness and darkness that you feel when you are separated from him. Now, if you've never known him, I'm not really sure you know what I'm talking about, because before you know him, you don't know what you're missing. But once you connect with him and then that disconnect happens, oh, you feel it. You feel it worse than if your bestest friend, husband, wife, whatever leaves you. It's way worse than that. That's been my experience, and I don't ever want to experience that again. So stay on the straight and narrow path. Don't be led astray in this doctrine and that belief and this group and this person, and don't. Stay on the straight and narrow. That's what this whole verse means, this whole chapter means to me. Follow wisdom. Don't follow foolishness. Don't go the way of the foolish. And if you want to make fun of me, go ahead. I'll be your fool. I'll be a fool for him, because in the end, I still have that relationship with him, and that's everything to me. And if you don't have that relationship with him, cry out to him today and tell him to make himself real to you in a way that you understand, because he wants to do that. He wants a relationship with you. Anyway, that's been Proverbs 9. I hope that I will see you again on Proverbs 8. We are going backwards, because I know myself, as I've said before, if I would have started with 1, I would have never gotten to 31. I guarantee you that. So I started backwards and worked my way up, and now I'm on Proverbs 8. Thank you so much for watching. Shabbat Shalom. Peace of the Sabbath to everybody today. I pray that your biggest blessings come your way, that every prayer you've prayed is blessed and fulfilled as it glorifies God in your life. And I pray nothing but the best for each and every one that deserves it according to Yahweh. Have a wonderful day. Peace, shalom, goodbye for now.